sun sets at about 5:20. So, but we're in a spot that's real close to the road, but there's a nice big buck in here. It's like 16 points on it, maybe 15. I think it broke one off. But we had a nice cold front come through, so we head back out to start our trip here in the Midwest. We're going to be 3 weeks out here basically till gun season starts. We're going to be bow hunting. We've had some good luck here in this stand. I think Kenneth has shot 2, and somebody else has shot 1 out of here. But they shot a couple big old bucks out here. Kenneth shot 2 of them right here, right in front of us, about 10 yards. So this is a really good spot. We got northwest wind. Temperatures down in the 30s already. It's supposed to get down in the teens tonight. So tonight, tomorrow, and the next day are going to be beautiful days. They're just starting to really push these does heavy. These bucks are running around, going from feeder to feeder to feeder to plot to plot to plot, looking for a doe in heat. So problem is, they may catch one and we won't see the buck for 2 or 3 days, but there's 5 shooter bucks on these 2 farms that we're hunting, so all we need is one of them to make a mistake. So that's what we're waiting for. I'm gonna settle in here and get quiet since we're late. It's really cold. It's gonna be cold right at dark, and hopefully get some just activity in here. Tyler and I, we parked actually down there this morning. We've got a big winter wheat plot. I should say plot. It's actually a field for one of the farmers behind us. And our deer sneak up this little gully here through the pond and get into that winter wheat. I'm trying to sabotage them by parking my truck here. It's my very first farm truck from 20 years ago. I'm parking Big Red right here. They see the truck and they'll head our way. I'm joking in a kind of way, I'm not. But anyway, actually probably ended up seeing 10 or 12 does this morning. They all seemed a little skitterish, like that they've been being chased, but there wasn't any bucks behind them. There was one small buck in there running around, and he barely even chased a deer. So I think some of our bigger bucks have disappeared in the last 24 hours or tied down with a doe somewhere. But that means that some of them will be coming off today or tomorrow. So we're going back to the same exact spot we're at this morning. There were so many does down there and so much activity, and it's the perfect place for a buck to be chasing a doe down there. And we're going to stay off the food plot tonight, and hopefully in all those cedars and that high native grasses that's in there, that's where that doe will head if she gets chased. Get our opportunity. But so Big Red's going to do his job. We're going to do our job. Love my Red. Back in the same spot we were this morning, except it's 20 degrees warmer, which is okay by me because this morning was 18. You can see a little bit behind me here. This is Norman Rockwell's picture of a hunter who envisions being able to hunt in Kansas, the Midwest. And this is a cliff behind me with a creek. You can see the bank over there. It's straight up and straight down and really thick. Can be on that's ag fields, on top of us ag fields, and that way it's all thick. It's a perfect funnel. It's just picture perfect. Like I said, Norman Rockwell painted a picture. Kid Rock would sing a song about it. We do have a big, we call him P14, 14 point. I think he's unbroken. He scrolls this every night, usually about a half hour after dark. So I'm hoping that if he didn't hook up with a doe, that tonight he'll be in here a little bit early because they are on the verge. It's any 24-hour period right now, it's going to explode. There's going to be deer everywhere. So we saw a bunch of does that come through right over here this morning. They didn't even walk through. They cut through that way. They were anxious, but there was never a buck behind. So I don't know if there was a buck over there chasing someone, never come out. But they kind of screwed me this year. I put my alfalfa clover plot over there with Big and J. And they got about 75 acres of winter wheat on this side of me on the south. So my food plot doesn't mean anything to these deer. So we're trying to catch them in the middle. That's the plan. See how it works. just happened. The rut is officially in full swing here. But I think a couple of bigger bucks that disappeared are with those already. But they're like that big one, they're right there with the messed up horn on the right left side. He was with it though, because he was missing for 2 or 3 days, and he just popped up again. So we're in the middle of it. My poor Dana just shot the big wide 8. I asked him if he put a good shot on it. He hasn't answered yet. I was like, yeah. Well, the rut has officially started. They're running everywhere this morning. We had bucks chasing does all around us. Actually, we saw deer all the way through. Had to get out. But the reason we had to get out was because Dano stuck one of that big wide 8-point from up on top of the hill. Said he hit him good. Said he piped him. So I figured we'd come out earlier, get back in the woods earlier tonight. So we're heading over to the shop, meet Dano there, then go see if we can track and find his big 8-point. So Kansas is a big year this year. I think we got killed 5 deer off the farm this year. 2 or 3 of them were those older 8-points, and we needed off the farm, a couple bullies, and then one I killed was about 8.5 years old. So a good takeoff of the farm this year. Make it nice and healthy. Keep the herd healthy. Yeah, Dano, let's go get him. Matt, 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 Matt. That happened fast. It's probably about sunrise right now. And we just had the deer, a big wide 8-pointer that we've been after. I had a doe and 2 fawns come through right out in front of me, and not 5 minutes behind them came this guy. He had no clue I was there. He was just following those does, following their scent. I think I smoked him pretty good. That feels good. That feels good to let an arrow fly in Kansas. He was quartering away, and I think I snuck it right in there. So I'm gonna sit down, compose myself here, and we'll give it some time, take a look at the footage and see. But I think I smoked him pretty good. I saw him go over there, wag his tail a couple times, and hopefully he lays down right over there, and we can find him here after a little bit. Yes, yes, yes. That's how it's supposed to be done. That's how
how you draw it up, and gosh, it came together perfectly. Well, I just got back to the truck. I got out, it's about 8:15 right now. Just gonna head back to the house and wait for Mark and Tyler to get out of the tree, and hopefully we can go find this thing. I really don't think he went far, but I just want to give him the time. The crows were going crazy, 150, 200 yards to the south of me, so I think he's right over there. That's where I last saw him too. So head back, get out some of these clothes, wait for those guys to get done, and hopefully we can go find a dead deer. So we'll check back in a bit.
So did you spank him or not?
Yeah, I think I did. I mean, we can look at the footage again, but I pulled it up at the computer at home.
Yeah.
And he like took a step forward with his foot right as I was, or right before I was about to shoot, and I think I tucked it right in there.
You heard the crows?
Oh, the crows were crazy
Really?
after that.
He's laying down there.
I think so. Because
So which way did he go?
he came from the north or northeast,
Okay.
kind of wrapped around that
Okay.
down that draw,
Yeah.
and actually right at daylight, I had 3 does come through. I was about to rattle, and I'm like, I heard them, and then I watched them. They walked the trail right there where he did, and then so they left, and like 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes later, I hear a grunt over there. I'm like, and I had heard it before too, but so he finally come around and kind of followed damn near the same trail. That
You knew which one he was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
What buck he was?
I binoed him,
Yeah.
and I actually saw him earlier this year with Chris up
Yeah.
on the spec top. It was just too late, and he came through natural movement, which was nice because he got to the point.
Looking for anything.
Got to the point. I tried to stop him 4 different times. I don't even think he heard me to stop. He just stopped.
And he just smelling it.
Oh yeah. So I think we got him.
Cool.
I don't think he went far.
Excellent. You're smiling.
I'm not smiling. I'm smiling. I'll be smiling even bigger when we find this thing.
I get a text. Turtle and I are in a tree. We got deer running all around us. We got bucks chasing does, and I get this text. I put an arrow in one. I'm like, well, did you put an arrow in him good? I think the words were, I piped him. Is that what
I
you
think
said?
I did.
What do you mean you think you did? You watched it on TV.
Well, until I get up there and find him, I just can't be sure.
I know.
No, but the shot looked good, so.
It's the worst thing in the world. You don't want to say anything to you
I know.
until you got the deer in your hands. We cut this gate, this hole in the fence, like 4 years ago, for a specific deer called, what was it, Striker, right?
Yep.
Striker. Ended up being 196-inch, non-typical. And we cut this fence for him and put that tree stand in right there. And I shot him right here. He walked right through here.
He read the script. That was...
He read the script. So where's...
I feel like I might see him, but I'm going to follow this.
Oh, hey Dan. See you
See it? I thought I saw a white dove.
Look at the horns on that thing.
Oh, yeah. Can you right now? Look at the body on it.
Look at the body on that thing. Look at that thing, man. My goodness.
The base is... Whew,
You smoked him?
he stinks, too.
You smoked him.
Holy cow. His bases are just... That's ridiculous. I can't touch.
That is crazy. I can't get my fingers around. That's 9 inches. My goodness. Look at that thing.
He had... I didn't know if he kept that or not, that little point.
Good shooting, Dan. You smoked him. I mean, you just took the air right out of him. He didn't go very far.
No. He really, and then I knew when I lost him, he did that little tail flicker.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily always mean
Yeah.
anything, but...
Look at the mass on that thing. That's incredible.
huge.
Look at that. He got a kicker back there too. Little one.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's more than, it's probably about 10 inches around the bases.
Yeah.
My fingers are 9
I know.
and they're not touching, so this one specific is really big. And it carries all the way up through.
That's amazing.
These are great deer to get off the farm, aren't they?
Oh,
I mean, just spectacular deer to get off the farm.
freaking cool.
Yeah. That is nice, Dano. That's a big, heavy Mustang. Look at that thing.
I know.
Big head on him.
This was
bully.
definitely one of the ones we were after. I mean, there were a few, but gosh, it's nice to catch up to him again.
What a beautiful deer, huh? Look at those broad tines. He's all based down, isn't he? I mean, from the broad tines down.
Just...
He looks like Bullwinkle from there up.
I know.
Nice. Dan got his Kansas bow tag.
That's right.
Field.
Feels good.
Yeah. So what do you say?
Never apologize for your God-given right to hunt.
Attaboy. He didn't miss a beat either. Yeah, baby.
I know what to say. I've been waiting to say that.
There we go.
Ooh, yeah. All right.